If you just keep giving to somebody and they're not giving back, that's not the person for you. They might not be into you as much as you are into them. And it's okay. It happens.
Welcome to Girl Talk with the Boys for another episode with these distinguished gentlemen. Today's topic is we ain't got no damn topic. We just going from our heads and hearts, and whatever comes out, right, guys?
That's right.
Absolutely.
So, look, before we get started, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves, starting with...
It's your boy, you know who I am. Kaizu, a.k.a. K Diddy, a.k.a. Kai Car Baby, all the way representing the A. By way of Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn in the house one time.
It's your boy Lee, folks. I'm originally from Virginia, but I'm representing North Carolina. Go Heels. Do you know what I'm saying, baby?
Hey, where's your
Go Hoyles. Who the Hoyles? What you say? The who?
Go Heels. Go Heels. Go Heels.
Apple juice
Worm
must be
City,
affecting your
bullshit.
speech.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Blame it on the apple juice.
And last but not least, who we got?
Hey, I'm Doc. No big fanfare, just here.
Okay, Mr. 8,000.
Right, yes. Okay. Wait till you get 8,001. You're going to have a fit.
Shall I share how many likes I've had on a comment on a post?
You said, have you?
Yeah, have I shared?
You shared it with me.
Yeah, with you. Would you like to know, Doc?
How many?
35,000.
Wow.
Okay.
I passed you, Mr. 8,000.
Well, you're on way more than I am. I don't do any social media.
All I did was comment on a post.
Now all of a sudden, I don't do social media. Fool, look, he done. Man, it's about to get hot already, son.
Only thing I know is everyone who I hear chirping only don't even have 50.
50 what?
50 what?
You don't
50
like
what?
50
huh?
Likes, impressions, nothing. And I know,
yeah?
I know Lee got 0. I know Lee got 0, and I know
that's
you
a lie.
That's
a lie. Lee got over 200.
Oh shit!
From the first episode.
Shut down the show.
It took you a whole damn year to get those 8,000, son.
Hey, you know what? Hey, take me and Kai off and just put Lee in the center.
This guy.
Lee's MVP.
It wasn't likes, by the way. It was views.
Views, whatever. Views, likes, dislikes, whatever. Thumbs ups.
All right.
I couldn't even fire back on that one.
Lee got 200.
He diffused it quick.
Let's go, Lee. Lee, you're on the hot seat now. Lee's on the hot seat now. He got a whole 200 people.
It's a shame we talking about this, huh? People that are listening. But this is what you got to deal with. Let's see. All right. So Lee's last video, he got 216. So Kai was right.
Boom.
216 views. Kai, your last one, 135.
So he got 135. But he got to put a thirst trap on now.
But look, how many times have I sat up here and cared about likes? I gave y'all the story from jump. Me and Melissa was doing this shit before likes was a thing.
That's right.
And no one likes you. And no one likes you.
Jesus loves me. How about that? This I know. You know why? You know how I know?
Your mommy told you.
No, the Bible. Well, you don't want me to preach tonight, do you?
Doom, doom, doom.
So you know what? 140. He's up to 140 now.
Doc, you don't even follow Girl Talk, do you?
I don't even do all that stuff.
Exactly. All right. You clowns. All right, so we're going to ask questions today and get some responses. So the first question is, what is the most important lesson life has taught you? Who wants to go first?
Shaboing, boing, boing.
Hit it, Lee.
How'd you know that was for Lee? See what I'm saying? Sister from another
Man.
mister.
Here we go. Here we go. Let me see. Always remain humble. You know, for me, you know, when I was young and I started making a little bit of money, my head got too big, and you know, I was pretty much an a-hole to some people. But when you lose it, it humbles you real quick. So always remain humble. That's something I learned.
A to the man. I can't see you being an a-hole though.
Yeah, he was a jerk to me when he first met me. I thought I was gonna have to body slam this dude, man.
Really?
Yeah, that dude. I'm like, who was at that party? Remember who was at that party? I'm not gonna call no names. You remember? And my son was there with me, my oldest son.
Nah, I don't remember that. I mean, we've been
Yeah,
to a lot of
Beasley.
parties together.
This is when we first met at our place of employment. But
Yeah, we gotta
anyway,
talk-
yeah,
I'm about to say, we gotta talk about that.
I've witnessed the jerkness in this dude.
Lee?
Yeah,
Lee,
hey,
where are you
listen.
from originally? Durham?
No, I'm originally from Danville, Virginia.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
they got a crime rate worse than New York City
With a big ass
Damn.
Confederate
per
flag.
capita. On that per capita basis.
Because the
That's-
same
Nothing
six
I
there.
people rob each
remember
other.
Danville because that Confederate flag it flies high.
That's the
Because
last
you got the same
Confederate
six
capital.
people robbing each other.
Huh?
It's the same six people robbing each other.
This guy, man, I swear, man. This guy, man.
Hey, Leroy, is your turn yet? Not yet. I got Wednesday.
All right,
Give me them
so
shoes. Boy, what you love me them shoes?
Lee has humility, which is a good one. You always have to stay humble. Indeed, I know I'm guilty of it, and life humbles you.
Definitely
For
does.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go next?
I want to hear what Doc has to say on this one, Mr. 8002.
Honestly, probably the biggest thing I've ever learned is perseverance. Nothing ever can beat perseverance. Because the funny thing is, you only succeed. Everyone thinks you succeed on the first time. And the crazy thing is, everybody thinks that success is a one-time thing. Success isn't. Success is someone who's tried one more time. And you're gonna have failure. So as long as you persevere, no matter how many times you fail, eventually you'll win. So that's the biggest thing I've ever learned.
Success is a destination, how does it, what's the saying? Success is a journey, not a destination. Right.
Yeah.
Or you can say like Aaliyah, dust yourself off and try again.
Or you can just say
Okay.
Donnie McClurkin. We fall down, but we get up.
We get up.
Or you can say what Michael Jackson said. You know I'm bad. You know it. You know. How you like me now, baby?
Doc, you don't get
First off, I don't have. I have to take off. Get a tank top, so I can't do it. So I'm just.
Ooh,
Shots fired. Shots fired, folks. Shots fired. Right.
Kai, let's see your words of wisdom. What do you have?
My words of wisdom is the biggest lesson life has taught me was be self-confident. I struggled so bad with that early in life, and that shit just ruined me.
Yeah.
So think about it, if you have self-confidence and then incorporate the humility and perseverance, you don't have to put on a show for anybody. You know who you are. You're self-aware. If you're self-confident, you're self-aware. I'm talking about a self-confidence that's built on foundational principles, not just being a jerk or a conceited, high-minded individual. So that for me was a game changer. So so I'll just say this, coupled with the, then I picked up the humility piece and then the perseverance piece. No one can stop the juggernaut.
No, that's a very good point. A lot of people today aren't self-aware because
You have no idea.
And the crazy thing about it is, there's a saying, there's a famous quote: "If you got to stand for something, or you'll fall for anything." And a lot of people will not stand for something. Everyone wants to ride the fence.
I think
That's not what we're saying now in America. It's clearly divided.
Awareness comes from, different things. You could have lost your self-esteem as a child, or or even as an adult. Somebody could wear you down so much that you lose your self-confidence. So the key is making sure that you keep the self-confidence and you understand that you are enough and that you are better than what others are telling you that you are. That's the key to it, because it's not something that you automatically have.
Oh, without a doubt. People have to pour into you,
Yeah.
and it needs to be consistent. It can't be only when you do something good, but most of the time you getting your ass whipped for doing something bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a roller coaster. You're good, you're bad. You're good, you're bad. You're good.
Right? You have no idea. Yeah, you confused as hell at that point.
Yeah.
No, and that's the thing is who you surround yourself around
Yeah.
yourself. You know,
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's true. If you surround yourself with 8 losers, guess who's going to be the ninth?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You surround yourself with 9 winners, guess who's going to be the 10th?
Yeah.
Damn Skippy.
I
Or
think that
people that
comes with
be pouring to
self-reflection,
you.
though. You
Those.
got to look at yourself and then look at the people around you, um, because you don't really see who's around you until you look at yourself and say, "Hey, do I want to? How do I get better? How do I change my lifestyle or whatever?" And then you start looking at your friends outside of what you see in yourself, and then you go from there. You cut everybody off that's not
That's
doing you justice in life.
It's
Yeah.
okay to outgrow people.
Oh, for sure. Everybody's not going to transcend with you.
Yeah. And
which is
that's
sad, which is real
real.
Everybody,
sad.
and everybody's not going to want to be pulled up when you reach down to pull them up.
That's very true. I definitely agree with that.
That's why my thing right now, fam, is I am no longer sowing seeds in infertile ground. Because think about it. If I'm sowing seeds in unfertile or infertile ground, and then the other principle is you reap what you sow, what am I going to reap? Y'all
Right.
feeling me on that? I know I said I wasn't going to preach tonight.
No, what you're saying makes sense. What you're saying makes sense. But the thing is, though, I mean, personally, me, I always try. I always try to see, because you don't know what's going to be the catalyst to change for someone to change. And hopefully, the couple of pearls of wisdom that I give them, or a couple of things I give them, or show 'em my fortitude, show them, give them a piece of knowledge. That might be the thing that says, hey, it turns them around or gets them on the path to turning around. I mean, that's kind of me over projecting, but you always want to see if you can help somebody. You got to know what they are. That's my
Yeah.
number one goal.
What was yours, Melissa? Did she say hers?
No,
Yeah, I didn't
I
think you
just
did.
co-signed. Um
You don't have, you don't have one.
I think the ladies who follow Girl Talk with the Boys would love to hear from the lady of Girl Talk.
I think the most important lesson that I've learned and I'm still learning is you cannot trust everyone.
Mm. Rewind.
Yeah. So, I'm always so naive. Like I give people the benefit of the doubt and I trust people and I have conversations with people and then I help people, but they don't always have good intentions. People don't always have good intentions. They will use the out of you for
Mhm.
what they want to use you for, and then when you need something or you need a little bit of help, they'll be like, I'll pray for you.
do you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what the funny thing is? Don't lose that. Don't lose that. The reason why I say that is because when you stop being open to people and stop wanting to see the best out of people, you get very cynical. And I hate to say it, um, being from New York, I expect you to steal from me. I expect you to do something jacked up to me. And then when you don't, I'm surprised. But when you do, I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. And that's not the way to go through life. The way you're doing it is way better. Uh, In my opinion, it's way better. Don't lose that quality. Always look for the positive in people. Always look for the good. I mean, unfortunately, when I just being from where I'm from, you just say, hey, I know this dude's gonna steal. He stole. All right. Point proven.
Well, yeah, I mean, three of us are New Yorkers here, and I understand watching your back and stuff like that. But when you're in a circle with someone and you think that you've earned their trust and vice versa, and then they turn around and stab you. That's a different type of pain.
Right.
Like that's a different type of
Oh, what you're saying is,
betrayal. That's what I'm talking about.
and you know what the fun thing is, and that's tough. But that happens to everybody, though. Unfortunately.
What
Yeah,
happened?
I agree
But
with that. I was gonna say, never stop being. I'm just gonna piggyback on what you said, Doc. I would say, just never stop being a good person. I mean, in general, because even though that person did something bad to you in return of your whatever you did in kindness, um, you're still going to get a blessing from it, right? Regardless of whatever happens from what good deed that you did to this person or gave this person, whatever happened, you're still going to get a blessing in return. So for me, I try to be a good person in general and stop looking for things in return, because once you
Yes.
look for things in return, you're not, you're probably going to not get your blessing the way you think you're going to get it. Just be open and just say, hey, I'm doing it out the kindness of my heart. I don't care about anything else. And I guarantee you, once you start doing that, you'll get a bigger blessing, bigger than what you thought you were going to get. So
Yeah.
but I think let me say this, Melissa. I want to make sure we're not missing her point. I don't think she's saying that she wants to stop being a good person.
oh
I think
no,
what she's saying is she needs to use better wisdom in who she gives it to.
right.
You can't cast your pearls before swine.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but the thing is, though, you don't know who's good, you don't know who's bad. So my whole thing is, you can't figure out, hey, I
No,
think this
but in the process of building the relate, you just don't. The relationship that us four have on this call, not I went corporate on it on the call, son, on the podcast. We've built a relationship that we trust each other, and we haven't ever jerked each other around. And we show characteristics and qualities that indicate to me especially that I can trust all of y'all with my life, with my deepest darkest secrets, and I know it's not going to end up on IG. So as you build a relationship and you get to know people that are doing that, you have to cut them off.
That's true.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair.
You look at our circle, fellas. So now we've talked about this circle on the podcast. Now look at the circle on our fellas text thread.
Yeah.
We all look, when we get together, we don't ever talk about how many women we smashing, how many VIP tables we done bought up. We don't ever talk about that. We're talking about stocks. We're talking about investing in real estate. We're talking about starting businesses. Think about all the times we spent together and how many times did we sit around and share, stupid sex stories, which is dumb.
But you got to understand. There's a maturation process, and you got to understand. A lot of us have been with each other for 9, 10, 5, at the minimum 5 years, at the maximum 15, 20. So you got a maturation process where things grow.
Right.
And the crazy thing is, I've grown to know a lot about Lee. And the crazy thing about it is, he's a scary musician. Like he knows he can listen to beats. He knows the beats. He knows. And the crazy thing about it is, we drove home from Atlanta one time, and he was just showing me how many different songs are sampled from songs from the 60s and 50s, and I'm blown away. I mean, a lot of Jay-Z stuff is not even current. He steals a lot of music, which is amazing to me.
Jay-Z is a thief now. Damn, son.
You know what? You really need to listen
They coming for you. All those 8,000 views, it's gonna be negative. They're gonna remove all them views, Jack.
Yeah, him and Diddy.
Yeah, they pay for the samples though, bro. They don't just steal them.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, you got to understand. But there was actually one song, that Girls, Girls, Girls song. He steals that almost verbatim from another group from the 60s.
Yeah, but that's a lot of people who do that. So
I know. But the thing is, though, I never would have known.
Go through a list of songs.
I know, but the thing is, though, I thought he was a lyricist. I'm like, man, this is genius, man. I can't believe he wrote this. And you know what? He didn't.
I don't listen to rap.
There's nothing new under the sun.
I listen to old school rap.
Nothing new under the sun.
There is a Jay-Z and Kanye song where they used Otis Redding sample.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, "Ooh, this beat is sick!" Like, I'm jamming it. I asked my daughter, I was like, Hey, you ever heard of this song? She said, yeah, 3 years ago.
You know,
Right.
you know, you do you know what the funny thing about it is? When you listen to stuff like that, it makes you go back and study. Like Otis Redding. Otis Redding was a very dynamic musician. I
It
mean,
was
like,
bad.
and the crazy thing is, like that Ray Charles movie, I never knew this dude put out so much music.
Music, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Ray Charles?
Ray Charles was a monster.
Oh, definitely.
And then and you think about it, he was the first artist to get his masters. And the crazy
Yeah,
thing
he
is,
sure was. Yeah.
you know what? There was actually a line in that movie that's very prophetic. He goes like this. He looks at him and goes, "Hey, I want my masters." And the guy looks at him and goes, "Nobody ever gets his masters, not even Elvis." And he looks at him, "If you want me, that's what it's going to take." Now, how and the crazy thing is, now what kind of man? You talk about confidence, you talk about perseverance. I mean, that guy is the epitome of strength. When you sit there in that office, where he's from, what he knows, and he's blind, he can't see anything, and he goes over and says, "Hey, I want my masters." And the funny thing about it is, his family is set up for so many generations. I mean, it is unbelievable. Every single time you hear a Ray Charles song, his family's making money.
Yeah.
I mean, which is crazy. This guy had he had the fortitude to say, "Hey, I want my masters." Most guys have been like, "Hey, I'll just take this, I'll take this, I'll take this."
And not only that, he had the fortitude to not use his handicap as a
Crutch.
hindrance.
Yeah.
Well, he had a tough mother. His mother was a tough woman. Tough
Yeah.
woman. But you know what? She made a guy. And you think about it, this guy's walking around New York City. Imagine you're blind and you're in New York City. I mean, that's crazy. I mean,
Nobody was messing with little Ray Charles. Come on, son.
come on,
Nobody
Kyle.
was gonna mess with Ray Charles, bro.
Kyle, but you know better than anybody else. In New York City, walking down the street, and half the time, this guy didn't even use a cane. He did
I
not
don't
use
know
a
what New
cane.
York City was like in the 60s.
Right. Yeah. During his time, I don't know.
It wasn't.
son.
It wasn't. Please, come on.
I don't think it was
Forty
you
Second
had the
Street,
mob and
40.
all that, but it wasn't.
I
No,
think back then the artists had a lot of respect. Somebody like Ray Charles had respect. I don't think
Yeah.
people would mess. Nowadays, you got these clowns out here. You have an artist, they're gonna try him because they want to be that dude to try this artist.
you know what?
Just for
I don't
social
even.
media.
I don't even understand that. I don't understand that at all. You
All right,
come.
let's
You
bring
come.
it back in.
Okay, we done went all the way off
Bring
topic,
back in. Bring back in.
but we don't got no damn topic.
We ain't got no damn
How,
topic.
how
That's
can we
right.
go off a topic we don't have? Okay, back to you, Millicent.
That's right. Say it
Bring it
again.
back.
What I say?
We ain't got no damn topic.
You sure damn ain't
Uh,
got no
got
damn
no damn
topic.
topic.
All right. All right. So the next question is, what are some misconceptions you have had about love? LOVE.
Common misconception.
Oh, common. Oh, most common for me that love was just a feeling. When actually love is a choice, not a feeling. You choose to love. You choose to love people. You choose to love your spouse, your mate, your partner. You're not
So what
gonna
is
like
love?
them all the time.
So what is
Say
love?
again?
What is love to you?
Well, love is defined as a strong and ardent, genuine concern for the well-being of another person. Let me
So
repeat
do you
that.
believe there's a difference between love and being in love?
I think love. I believe I don't subscribe to the I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
You know what? You got to understand.
There are different levels. Let me finish. There are different levels to love, right? And the top, the high. If we were to put love in a hierarchy, the top is agape love, and so that's the definition I just gave to you guys: the strong, ardent, genuine concern for the well-being of another, whether you like them or not.
Hmm.
You might not like them as a person, but if they fell down and hurt themselves, would you help them up? And that's a real mediocre example. So that's
No,
the point.
it's an
Do unto
you know,
others as you would have them do unto you, right?
see, you know what? That's an honest aversion. I mean, seriously, if you saw someone you didn't like fall, would you stop and help them?
You know
I'm
what?
talking about
Depends on the
relationships,
person, to
by
be
the way.
honest.
If you're in a relationship with somebody, this is not like where it's your best buddy and they fall and then you
True.
laugh.
That yeah, you're right. This is about relationship.
Yeah, let's talk
We need
about
to bring it back to the relationships. You're right.
Okay, relationship is different. Relationship is different.
yeah. So
Yeah, I think the same thing applies. I mean, here's what I would say. Just because you're not with someone doesn't mean you stop loving them.
I agree with that.
You
but
can love
I think
somebody
there's
and be
love,
incompatible with them.
there's love and in love, in my opinion.
Okay, and I believe people are entitled to that. I don't see anything wrong with being entitled to that opinion about love and in love.
Yeah. I think you can still love the person and you're not with them, but you're no longer in love with them as time passes.
That's fair.
Anybody else?
Reciprocity. I would say reciprocity for me. Just because for me, and it goes back to what I said earlier, you know, it's it's kind of me, going against myself when I say this, but if I do something good and if I'm in a relationship with somebody and I do something good, I expect something in return almost because I'm doing it, but I'm doing it because I want to do it. How can I explain this?
No,
It's like
you're doing good. You're doing good. Keep going.
Expect
no,
like
because
a
it's like
thank you at
you're
least.
doing it because you want to be with that person, and you don't want to keep pouring into that person and they're not pouring back into you. That's why I said reciprocity. So
I mean,
you
it's
expect something in return, but you don't want to basically tire yourself out or just give all you can to somebody and they're not doing nothing back in return. But
Well,
But
I'm not fine. I'm not understanding what's the misconception there for you.
because I mentioned not. Remember, I said earlier, I was saying you do kind things for certain people, but you don't want to expect anything back. That's why I said I'm kind of like a hypocrite in this case because I said that
well, in
earlier.
my head, I was thinking it was kind of like Spade. You reneged.
Okay, same thing.
No, but
I'm not. I'm still
but
not
I
following.
was joking. But what I was really thinking was, it doesn't have to be tangible things.
Well, he's kind of making it like a quid pro quo. Like,
Right.
I've done this, I've done this. I'm expecting this.
But
And
couldn't it be just a thank you or
well,
showing
no,
Appreciation, right?
yeah.
Well,
no.
it
He's
can be
not. He's not looking at it
appreciation.
like he's not
It
looking
can
at
be
it that way.
appreciation, but at some point you're like, all right, man.
I've done
Like,
no. Lee's keeping score.
Well, give
Lee's
us
keeping
an
score.
example then, 'cause maybe I'm not following. Because I
Because I'm
was
not following the misconception.
All right, you know what? Let me explain it for you. Like
okay.
Lee is thinking, and I'm gonna tell me if I'm wrong, Lee, but I think I got you on this one. Like, say for instance, Lee makes her breakfast in the morning. He does the dishes, and he walks the dog, and he cleans the house. He's expecting her to be doing something like he's not expecting a thank you. He's expecting her to do something maybe not as grandiose, but he's expecting her to do something like maybe take him away for the weekend, doing a special thing he likes to be done to him, or rub his back. He's waiting for something to come back. He's keeping score.
That's a bad habit of mine.
Well, I'm gonna challenge that process a little bit because I think reciprocity in relationships should be the norm. I think reciprocity should be the norm. If I'm again sowing seeds into infertile ground, if you're the type of person that likes reciprocity, then you need to be with somebody who's going to give that to you.
You're right.
But if you're good with just acting in acts of service in the relationship and that fulfills you and gives you energy and not getting anything returned doesn't bother you, then that's okay too. But if it's impacting your happiness and your comfort in the relationship, then you need to think about and challenge that.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
And it's
I don't
fine.
say anything wrong. Now, if your intention is every time you do something, you're doing it to expect something in return, then that's a different story. Then that needs to be challenged as well.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I expect every single time, but
he's keeping count.
But I still don't see the misconception.
I think what's not being said. It's a level of care. Is that other person showing that they also care? He's showing that I
Exactly.
care and I'm invested in you, but you're not showing me the same thing back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what's the misconception there, though? That's the part I'm getting to.
Well, I mean,
maybe you just don't use that word.
well,
And
my
then
whole thing is I understand what Lee's saying.
But that was the question.
No, but what
but he
Lee's doing
changed
is
it.
what Lee is doing is he's
I
keeping
didn't
a
know we
score.
could do that.
No, Lee's keeping score.
We don't got no topic.
True that. I can't argue that. We ain't got no damn topic. You can change the damn words. And you can be like Letterman and delete the word.
That daggone engineer came straight on out. Where's misconceptions?
What he's saying
Analytical
makes sense.
answers.
No, I was just trying to understand, son. I don't want to just be like, yeah, right,
No.
right on, bro.
No, and the funny thing about it is, I mean, I understand where Lee's coming from, but I look at things a little bit differently. I mean, technically, what I'm about is just that I give, and I give it to you without expecting it back. So if you give me something back, great. I give it to you because I wanted to give it to you. I never keep
Give
score.
it to me.
Don't say that with me.
I wasn't saying it to you, son.
Don't say it around me.
I was just doing background.
Don't do background, foreground, sideground.
This dude, man.
You can't say nothing no more in this world.
So, Doc, you will date someone and just give and give and give.
No. That comes to a point. It comes to a point where I'm like, hey, I'm giving and no one, and I'm not getting anything in return. So hey, it's got to stop. But the funny thing is,
that's pretty much what I was getting at. Yeah.
But the thing is, though, I mean, like a prime example, like when we all hang out together, like Kai, me, and Larry, we all get together.
That's the inside joke.
Larry is Lee. Him.
That's the inside joke.
No, I'm joking. But the funny thing about it is that if Kai gives me money, there's nothing, oh man, I got to pay him back or he's keeping track. Or if I give Lee or Kai money, no one's keeping track. It's not that deep. My whole thing is
Can
just
I
that.
borrow $1 to payday?
Yeah,
Well, for the record, Doc has never given either of us money, nor have we ever asked, because we are all standing on our feet with great jobs with great pay.
Yeah.
Just to make that clear.
You know what?
Humility.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. Like Kai is a real giving guy. Like we'll all be there and he'll order like 4 or 5 pizzas. So I'll come up and give him like a 30, 40, 50 bucks. Simply for the fact is because I know he's doing it out of kindness of his heart. He's not saying, oh, he gave me. We just do that. And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Right,
but
right.
again, we're going away from the relationship piece.
The relationship piece, if I keep giving to a girl and she stops giving and she doesn't show any reciprocation, well, I've never had that happen. But I'm just saying, if you just keep giving to somebody and they're not giving back, that's not the person for you. They might not be into you as much as you are into them, and it's okay. It happens.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example of the kind of reciprocity I like. So everybody knows I love to cook. And, there was a time where I'll wake up Saturday morning, yo, fellas, I'm having a cookout. Be here by 2. And everybody would show up. Let's just say, I had a young lady as a guest. Now, if that young lady says, I'm going to wash the dishes, you go to bed since you cooked all day, that's reciprocity for me.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And you know what? And the funny thing is you want that from everyone you deal with. Because like when Kai says, hey, come on over, bring something, you're expecting, everyone goes above and beyond to bring stuff. So it's like there's way too much food. There's way too much drink. There's a lot of stuff, but that's a good thing. And
And
that's because
sometimes you don't even say bring anything.
I
I
was
just
gonna
ask,
say
like, hey,
I've
do you
never
want me to bring
been to
something?
a function where he's asked you to
yeah.
bring something.
But the thing is though, we have that kind of relationships where I mean, it's just like, hey, I want to add, I want to contribute, and
Right.
that's how it is. But
Now,
that's because
some people don't do that, and those people are no longer in my circle.
yeah. But the thing is though,
Because you want reciprocity.
but the thing is though,
Yeah. Look, you know,
but you also don't have that same
I
relationship.
I have to have that. Yeah, I have
But
to have that.
but you don't have the same relationship. You don't have the same relationship with those people, and you
That's
got
why
to
they're no longer in the circle.
yeah.
So I have this much relationship with them.
Yeah.
See that? Hold on. Can I, there it is.
Yeah,
This
it makes sense.
this many.
Hmm. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta kind of land and get some of that, them Brussels sprouts.
I hate Brussels sprouts.
I be on the ones and twos.
And the 3s and 4s, baby.
All right,
Don't say that either, Doc.
here goes the last question on maybe because we ain't got no damn topic.
No damn topic.
If you had the opportunity to have dinner with three people from history, who would they be and why? Go start with you, Doc.
Um, honestly, the first one I'd want to speak to is Sun Tzu.
Art of War.
Yeah, because just the way he looks at things, um, is just amazing. And believe it or not, the guy who I'd really would like to speak to, Josiah Henson.
Who?
Who's that?
Josiah Henson. Everyone knows him as Uncle.
Uncle Tom. Right.
Uncle Tom.
Right. Yeah.
Very, very dynamic man. And the funny thing about it is, if you understand the story of Uncle Tom, calling someone Uncle Tom is actually a positive thing. Not so much because that guy was based off of him. The guy was very dynamic, very dynamic. So, I mean, it was amazing some of the stuff he did. And possibly, I'm trying to think, probably the third guy I'd want to speak to, because I've been listening to a lot of the stuff he says, is Malcolm X.
Mm.
And because not so much from where he ended up, but from where he started. And then once he started, then he got the mind shift. And then once he found out what the Nation of Islam and what Elijah Muhammad was doing, it kind of threw him off. And some people that could have threw him off. And he's like, no, I'm still going to stick to my guns of what I've been doing, and I'm going to stay on the path. And then when he went to Jerusalem, and he went down there and he learned from
Went to Mecca.
he went to Mecca.
We all saw the movie.
No, it's not. No, if you read some of the stuff he wrote,
Lee.
if you read some of the stuff he wrote, it's very interesting. He had the funny thing about it was the thing that changed his mind was that you had white Muslims and you had black Muslims, and he didn't realize that the white Muslims were laying right next to the black Muslims praying to the same God. That's what threw him off, and that
Yeah,
just
he
just
talked
hearing him.
about them having blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, he goes into the whole thing. Very interesting man. And the crazy thing about it is a lot of the stuff he was speaking about in the 50s and the 60s, we're still doing right now, which is probably really, I mean, just the maturation process. Those are probably the most three people I'd probably like to talk to.
Okay. Who's up next?
Who's up next? Man, this is tough.
I went first on one of the questions. I'm gonna go last.
So I guess Kaiser.
What about
Sorry, Kyle.
Melissa Ann?
Yeah, Melissa. Yeah, what?
I trade all three of those to have dinner with my mother.
Mm-hmm. See, I was thinking my grandmother. Because I remember, I would say my grandmother on my mother's side, because I was very young when she died, but I remember, to this day, I remember that she loved me. I can just still feel it on me. You know what I mean? And when I talk to my family members, they were like, oh yeah, she loved you. She loved some Kai. So I remember that. And then I also remember when she left New York to move to North Carolina.
Oh.
As a kid, I felt something bad was going to happen. And not long after that, we got the phone call that she had passed away. So if I could go and have dinner with her and just kind of get, a brain dump of that love, that would be good for me. Number 2, you know what? If I could meet Jesus in one moment. No, listen, here's why. You can still say Jesus. You ain't gotta say don't use Jesus. You can use Jesus, baby. But in the Garden of Gethsemane, in that moment when he prayed, Father, if it be thy will, let this cup pass from me.
We all gonna see Jesus eventually.
Well, but I thought we ain't had no topic.
She didn't say we got no topic, but she got rules. Obviously, she got rules.
Well, we ain't had no rules with the misconception question. But anyway, I would want to know what he was going through in that moment. Because think about it, he knew what his mission was when he came, but he who became, God, or God in the flesh, still prayed, if there's some way that we can get out of this, Father, let it happen. But nevertheless, let your will be done. So I want to know, in your human body, Jesus, what were you feeling in that moment?
Okay. You done goddamn gone way down deep.
Nah, for you, because I was sitting on my patio one day, and I believe I was talking to someone, and it just hit me. I was like, you know what? Jesus prayed to let the cup pass from me. Like the mission I came to earth to do, if you can make it do something different to get the same result, I'd rather do that. But still, let your will be done. What were you thinking, Jesus, in that moment? Because I'm thinking, like, if he can pray that prayer, who are we when we go through shit? We got to give ourselves permission to be human all the time.
Yeah, and that was his human side.
That was his human side, right?
You know what? Because anytime you got to face something really tough, stuff is going to get thick and it's going to be deep. You're like, man, if I could, I'd like to let this go.
Right.
But sometimes you got to go through it. And you got to go put in that work.
I'm the third person. My biological father. I never knew him. I would love to sit down and ask him why he cut out on my mom's.
Oh.
Is he still living or no?
I've never met him. I've never talked to him. I have no idea where or who he is, Melissa. That's why I would love to sit down and ask him, what was it that made you just cut out? Just completely Swayze, ghost. That was my 3. Over to you, Lee.
Yeah, top that.
I know, right?
Top that.
I'm not gonna lie. 2 of yours were something I was thinking about, but
say it. Use it.
My first one would be Tupac, because he was an overall artist. I like him because he was a poet, he was an actor. He wasn't the best lyricist, but he motivated people in his lyrics. As I got older, I understood how he was preaching in his lyrics. He would basically elevate his voice to sound like he was preaching in his lyrics. And that's how people gravitated towards his lyrics. He wasn't like, like a Biggie where, he was very clever with his words or whatever. But that was somebody I would want to get to know as far as why he did what he did, why he started to beef with, different artists here and there, and then get to know his overall Black Panther history side with his mom, and then his stepfather and all that stuff. So I think there would be and on top of that, he grew up in Baltimore, so some things happened in Baltimore. But I think it would be a great dinner and get to know him in general, to get his side of certain things here and there.
His stepfather actually committed a crime in New York City.
Right.
He robbed the armored truck.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, that's like 15 minutes from my house where he did that.
And he was born in jail. So yeah. That's
who was born in jail?
Tupac. His mom was in jail.
His mom had him in jail.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Take my
She was
black
part-
card.
Black Panther.
I gotta go back to brother school, man.
She
she was she was
represented,
she no.
she
But she got
represented herself
Yeah.
in court and won
Wow,
and was released.
yeah.
that's dope.
So my second person, honestly, I was gonna go with my father because I never knew my father as well. The first time I met him was in a casket, and that's how I got to know my half brother, or my brother, and my sister. But you know, I'm gonna shift a little bit. You know, I like to read books and I like poetry, so I'm gonna go with Ernest Hemingway.
Oh,
I heard Ernest Hemingway was a troubled person. Um, he served in the army. I think he got shot actually too. And he actually spent a lot of time in Cuba, which I visited his restaurant. So it was dope to like hear some of the stories and to
You had a
actually,
restaurant in Cuba?
yeah, he has a statue still in Cuba of him. I have a picture with me just standing beside him.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, El
Huh.
Floridia, I think that's what it's called.
Oh, I didn't
So,
even
yeah.
know that.
Brothers, y'all brothers be knowing a lot of stuff. Y'all just know stuff.
Well, your sister,
Well, you know, I travel, so
the worst, the most dangerous thing you can give a black man is a library card.
That's for sure. That's true.
there's also a woman on the phone. I know some stuff. Thank you very much.
You're lumped in. You're lumped in with mankind.
That's got mankind.
What do you say?
He said you're lumped in with mankind.
But yeah, Ernest Hemingway he was a troubled person. Like, he pretty much was an alcoholic in his later years. And I just want to know, like, what caused him to drink as heavy. I'm just curious. You know, you're only getting certain sides of his overall life, but I want to hear from him. What is really going on? Why did you do what you did, and this and the third? So that would be my second person. And then my last person would be, of course, you know, Jesus Christ. Because for one, I would want to know what happened between your teenage years to 37. There's no history in between that time.
33.
Oh, excuse me,
33.
33.
He didn't live to 37.
Sorry, 33. I'm close to 37, so that's why, you know. But yeah, there's no information in between that time. So I want to know exactly what happened. Yeah, and just get inside of the story. Plus, you know, if we already had dinner, we don't gotta pay for drinks because he could turn the water to wine. So
True that. True that.
So I guess it's not going to be a show unless we blaspheme the good Lord.
This fool said blaspheme the good Lord. Yo, I'm done, yo. I'm finished. This is my last podcast, Melissa. Can't with
You
these
know what?
fools.
You know what?
Right.
We completely lost Melissa. You got a completely straight face.
I know. She ain't even laugh, smirk.
You know what? You got the mom face right now.
She got the mom face for real.
You don't know. You're just like this. I can't believe I'm with these dudes. I don't know what these guys are doing, but
When we sign off, they gonna get it.
That's what the Gemini out when he said we lumping you in with mankind. The other twin came out. So I had to hold my tongue.
Well, Melissa, you know a lot too. You know, I tell you that I compliment you all the time on that. I didn't compliment them to leave you out. I was just giving the boys a compliment. That's all.
No, that's not what I mean.
What you mean?
When he said we lump you in with mankind, I didn't like that.
oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Apologize, Doc.
I said I'm
That's
sorry.
it.
He said sorry.
And that was
I
genuine. I know
I
Doc.
didn't
That
mean
was
it bad.
genuine.
I didn't mean it bad. You know, they don't say womankind. Mankind is everybody.
They just say womankind.
Who says womankind? No one says womankind.
They do.
Where?
In the United States. What do you mean?
They don't say womankind.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
What do they say,
Here we
Doc?
go. Here we
No,
go.
no, no. Mankind is supposed to include. It's inclusive terminology.
It is. It
It's
is.
not inclusive now.
Oh,
She, her, it.
They, them.
You can't say mankind, just like you can't say mailman. It's male person.
I'm gonna
You
try.
say mailman still?
I said letter carrier because I know them, but
Is that? That's not. Wow.
what? What? Letter carrier?
Okay. All
That-
right.
that-
All that
letter-
stuff. Yeah. Like
That's something new.
police. It's not policeman. It's police officer.
Yeah.
It's not a fireman. It's a firefighter.
Yeah, but you
Check
know
this
what?
out. We couldn't even call it a cockpit anymore. In the military, I was Navy, worked on F-14 Tomcats, and it had a cockpit. But after a certain point, you couldn't call it that. You had to call it the flight station.
Okay, cockpit.
Because women started flying airplanes in the military.
Yeah, I mean, but some of these terminologies, I get you have to make things change, but people don't say that to be derogatory, to be mean. I mean, it's just
A man's world. It was just a man's world, and the
it
men made
wasn't-
man terminology, and now the terminology is changing. It's
Yeah,
cool.
it's changed.
Yeah, but it's not a negative thing. No one says
Yeah,
it to
but
be
some
negative.
people feel like it is, so you have to be inclusive.
Yeah,
We said it earlier. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. That's part of being nice, Doc. You said
I
be
know.
nice.
I
be
am being
nice.
nice. Oh, I know, but sometimes it's not meant to be mean. When
But we live in a sensitive world, and if that's a sensitive subject for her or anybody else, we live in a world now where we have to. If you look, either you respect it or you don't. But
I
not
respect
respecting it. No, I'm just saying, not you. I'm just saying in general with the way how dialogue is having to change. Either you respect it, or there's consequences for not respecting it.
You know what? I get what the point you're making, but sometimes it gets a little bit too much because now you have people walking around telling people there's 10 different genders. It just doesn't make sense.
And on that note, Jesus.
I ain't going there on this podcast, son.
Yeah. Oh no, I get it, but people don't do it people don't do stuff intentionally. It just doesn't,
People do stuff intentionally, but I
They
think
do.
it's just a thing, bro. Like you don't. When me, you, and Lee are hanging out, or let's say us four are hanging out, and we at the bar. We're not going to act the same way at the bar and palling around and wilding out than we do at work. Right?
I'll be honest with you, I don't act like that way in the bar anymore. If I do that.
But which way? No, I'm just saying we loosen up. We let our hair down.
No,
I'm not saying we standing on the bar doing coyote ugly. I'm just saying we let our hair down. And the corporate Kai, I feel safe with you guys that I can let my hair down and be my true self.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
It's kind of funny because when I'm at corporate functions, I don't drink.
You can't.
I drink at corporate functions.
I don't.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
It depends on the corporate functions. Depends on the corporate functions.
Again, I don't think anything's wrong with him not drinking at a corporate function. If that's a boundary he's established for himself. And Doc is not the kind of dude who gets pissy drunk anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, I mean, usually when I let loose, and I gotta be around people I'm comfortable and people who I know. And
right. That's right. Right. So that's the thing. There are things that I'm not going to cross the line with you three.
Yeah.
Because I respect your boundaries, and if you tell me, Melissa, you don't like being lumped into mankind, I'm going to respect that because I love you.
And I'll never say mankind again.
Preach.
No, it's not. I don't think you can never. You don't have to say never again. It's a boundary.
Honestly,
it's a boundary for her.
I know, but I've never heard womankind. I honestly never heard that in literature.
Ask ChatGPT.
Yes. I have it open right now.
You know what the funny thing is? I've been using ChatGPT a lot lately now, which is crazy.
You should try the other one. Microsoft Pilot is ChatGPT on steroids.
Is it that good?
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's different in how it presents the information. I personally use both, and I pay the subscription for both.
Yeah, I use both, but there's another one too called Claude AI.
You know what? I've used that. I like that. I like that one.
Oh,
but you, I think they charge you for that.
Claude is free.
Okay.
All
There's
right. The
one
term womankind has traditionally been used collectively to refer to all women, paralleling the use of mankind for all humanity.
Don't.
But mankind is for all
all
humanity.
humanity. Did you hear that?
So the word, it seems like the word womankind was, let me see.
But for all humanity in 1922, man.
No, mankind meant or means all humanity. That's what they're meaning by.
Nope.
However, womankind is still understood and occasionally used, particularly in literary, poetic, or rhetorical contexts, to evoke a sense of universality among women. So it was created to create. So if humankind felt it was important enough to create it, the term womankind, then we should respect people who wants to be called
And
womankind.
you know what? And I get that. But when I use mankind, I mean as an inclusive term for all people.
I get it. We get that.
That's all. That's it.
What?
You heard me.
No, I didn't. I seriously did.
Okay.
But then when I use that terminology, that's how I meant it.
We get it, brother.
Okay.
For the 8th time.
Okay, just making sure. Don't want to miss it. And Larry, stop laughing.
Laughing Larry.
That's all.
Larry.
That's laughing Larry.
All right. This has been a great conversation. Why? Because what? Lee?
Larry?
What? Because we don't got no damn topic?
All right. We ain't had no damn topic.
If you'd have got that question wrong, bro, I would have been mad at you. I was sitting here looking at you like he better get that answer right.
Oh.
As always, guys, this was a great conversation, and we are thankful to our listeners. And as always, I see you because I am you. Make sure to follow us on YouTube, Girl Talk Podcast.